The following is a presentation of 1JD Films.
Can you just give me like a couple of words that you think describes his fan base?
Dedicated, loyal, not one word, diehard, diehard.
Being a fan of a professional sports team is more than a game. It's a way of life.
Let's go! Let's go!
In the shadows of the city that never sleeps, lives a fan base that is unlike any other on the planet.
You know, I tell my son he can choose anything in his life. What you do for a living, you know, the college you go to, where you live, but you can't choose your football team. It's the New York Jets.
It's a green and white sea of humanity. It's unwavering, and it is loud.
Woo!
It's painted with loyalty and dawned in tradition. They are the heartbeat of a team that spans generations. And they bleed green. They are the Diehards.
Okay, when I'm not at D10 with my family and friends, this is where you'll find me. Come on to my Jets cave. Hey, what's up? My name is Scott Mullery, and I am a diehard Jets fan.
My name is Rob Fulmer, AKA Jetman, and I am a diehard Jet fan.
From the earliest days as the New York Titans to the birth of the Jets, from Shea Stadium to East Rutherford, this is a fan base devoted to their team. Every Sunday, a new chapter is written with a history passed from generation to generation. Jets fans are loyal through it all and always wear their jersey with pride.
When I bought this house, I knew that I had to have a man cave. So the first picture I hung up was Joe Namath here, signed Joe Namath from back in the day. Of course, I had to have a part of the sack exchange with Gastineau.
This was a gift from my wife for my 50th birthday. I walked in one day and I was blown away. All Jet history over here, all in newspapers.
When I turned 40, one of my best friends, Lou, said an iconic birthday deserves an iconic photo. And he got me this Neiman painting. And it's one of my favorite pieces here.
But it was an amazing job that my wife did for me. But come on down to the cave. I'll show you around. There's a lot of family stuff right here, but this is one of my oldest ones. This is how long I've been a Jet fan. This is about 78, 79 maybe. We're at Shea Stadium where the Jets and Mets shared the stadium in front of the Mets scoreboard. That's how young I was when I was a Jet fan. I have my Richard Todd jersey with a collar on. The way my mother dressed me, I don't know. I have no idea. But I loved going to the games with my dad. The most memorable thing to me, and it still stays with me, it's like me and my dad throwing the football in the parking lot. I didn't have a choice because my dad was a Jets fan, and we lived 5 minutes from Shea Stadium. So That's all I ever remember, going to Shea, growing up, always played football, watching football, but going to the games with my dad was one of the greatest childhood memories I ever had.
So my dad always said, growing up, he's like, I'm gonna teach you a lot of things, but the most important thing I'm gonna teach you is you have to love 3 things in life: friends and family, work, and the New York Jets. And that just stuck with me. And every game we went to, you know, we have the greatest chant in sports. And back then I remember standing up and doing those chants in Shea Stadium and then to Giant Stadium and now MetLife. It's just something that always stuck with me. And he passed away when I was 17. And it's just something that I want to keep tradition going because Jets is like family. Me and my dad went to every single game, so it was easy to fall in love with. I love football, and I love the players, the Klecko, Gassino, the Stock Exchange, got into all that. I didn't really see Namath, but I saw Todd. It's just, I can't even explain how. It started with this one in New Hampshire, and it's green. I lived in New Hampshire. It was available, so I got it, and I started wearing the plate. And so then as I moved, I got the Massachusetts plate. I got the New Jersey plate. Somebody sent me one from Canada. But it's just, you know, it's just something that I wanted to identify myself as. And it just stuck. It just stuck with me. So
For any fan, the game is built on history, tradition, and passion. The road to becoming a diehard starts at the beginning.
how I became Jetman is probably the #1 question I get. And I've always worn jerseys and I wore a bead or something and a hat and, you know, I always wore different things. But I moved to New Hampshire and I met a bunch of friends who obviously were Patriot fans, and we went down to Gillette for the Jet Patriot game, and it happened to snow the day before. And I wore a jacket and I took a flag and I kind of made it like a cape. And we got down to the stadium to tailgate. I got out of the car and I was hit with a snowball in like 30 seconds. I was like, oh, this is gonna be a long day. And from that time to walking into the stadium, to the game, and out of the stadium, I was hit with over 1,000 snowballs. And I say that, and I'm not exaggerating, it was 1,000 snowballs. I had welts all over my body. And so the following year, they were like, Rob's not gonna wear anything green going to this game. And I said, you know what? And I bought a unitard, and I made a cape, and I got beads, and I went down to Gillette, and I didn't care. I got abused, and I didn't care. I rooted on my team, and I didn't care. I got kicked, I got pushed, I got cursed at, and I didn't care. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna wear this for the rest of my life. And Jetman was born.
I don't know, started face paint in '96, and then a friend of mine gave me a construction helmet. I'm like, okay, we can do this. So we started to put that on, and then we put some beads on, and we always wore camo, and we just stuck. It just stuck. But yeah, I'm dressed up. I have a helmet, I have beads, I have, I don't know, maybe it's my look or my getup, but, I just want to win. I just want to win.
Winning is the ultimate goal, and in the #1 market in the world, one of sports' most fervent fan bases is the pulse that drives it all.
Be on the record here. I don't think they will, because I believe John Fox.
What happened? Wait a minute. What happened? The Jet fans are just exploded because a trade did just in fact take place.
The pick is in. There's 4 balconies here. 1 level with 3 balconies. Everybody on their feet for the Jets pick here in the 2006 draft. I feel like the season started already.
I think the Jet fan is the blue collar. They get down and dirty. They're loyal. We're very loyal, and we're grit. But it's just a different fan base. We're the blue collar guys.
Jets try to stick with it. Allen tosses, deep ball on the way.
Nervous. I get nervous. I get so nervous. I have a pit in my stomach. Whether it's our defense that has to make a stop, or whether it's we have to go down and kick a field goal or get a touchdown. The nerves, the adrenaline rush is just amazing.
And the Jets will win it.
When you enter a stadium or turn on the TV, each game leaves a lasting memory, but some stand out above the rest.
The Jackie Slater game, where Eric Dickerson, famous Ram, all-time running back, took an 80-yard run. I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then, but we had the sack exchange, and when Mark Gastineau sacked the quarterback, Jackie Slater took offense. There was a big fight. I thought that was crazy.
Third down. Ferragamo by Gastineau. Gastineau goes into his celebration. And something like this is bound to happen. Maybe a while before he celebrates again.
So my favorite play from the New York Jets, I mean, there's a bunch, and there's so many, but when Jumbo Elliott caught that pass on the Monday Night Miracle.
We're coming back!
The two out of the tight formation. Fake to Martin, then a dump, and it is juggled and caught by Jumbo Elliott.
And yes, I stayed for that game. Not many did, but we stayed, and it was the most electric touchdown I've ever seen in my life.
While each game brings its own storylines, Scott and Rob have one matchup circled every season.
And out onto the field come the New York Jets to take on the Miami Dolphins.
I just hate everything Miami Dolphins. It's my favorite game of the year. Spike game, I thought we were going to the playoffs with Pete Carroll. Dan Marino just faked us and beat us.
Seconds to go. I believe Marino is saying I'm going to spike it. Marino back, and he looks to the right side, throws, touchdown Ingram. It was a fake. Marino was faking. He pretended as if he was going to spike by making that motion, and the Jets just relaxed on defense, and Marino threw it to Ingram.
So I was in a golf tournament, and I met Dan Marino, and I wasn't dressed as Jetman, and a buddy of mine said, hey, Dan, this is Jetman. He goes, you're a Jets fan? I'm so sorry to hear that. And he goes, fake spike still hurt? And I was like, it does, man, it really does. So I had this brochure thing, and he goes, and he took it, and he goes, and he wrote, Jetman, fake spike, Dan Marino. And it still hurts. And I laminated it because it just reminds me of that rivalry, and I just cannot have the Dolphins win a Super Bowl before we do again. It just can't happen.
Over here, it's just some nice little helmets. I got the sauce. They call them A1 Sweet Feet sauce. Had to have it. Went to a signing, had to have it. All these pieces, I love everything I have. But right in here is my Artie Webb bobblehead. This is my guy. This is my brother for life. This is my most prized possession in this room. Believe it or not, it is. This is my guy, Artie Webb. The fingers up thing was me and Artie. We worked together for 25 years. We hung out, we did everything together. We say hello. Hey, Artie, what's up? Well, you can imagine, I don't know if I can do it, but it was fingers up. It was the hello, it was the bird. That was our sign. That was our hello. So when he passed, we made shirts, we made patches, fingers up. That's our salute to him. That's the story with that jersey. But two of the greatest guys you know, diehard Jet fans, diehard Klecko fans, D7, D10 with my crew. But we're all going to be there for these guys when Joe Klecko, God willing, is going to be in the Hall of Fame next year. We'll all be traveling to Canton, and we'll all be wearing our 73 jerseys for these two guys.
So someone nominated me for this, and they told me, hey, we nominated you, and I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, there's so many fans out there that have been fans longer, or And when I got the call, when I was Zooming, I did a Zoom with Mangold, and he told me I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame, Fan Hall of Fame. It was the most emotional day as a fan for me, because it just solidified everything I do, everything I give to the team, everything I feel for the team, and everything I do for tailgate and the fans, and it's the greatest piece in this entire room. So other than bobbleheads, my dad would also collect yearbooks for the team. And so when he passed away, I found a case that had about 8 to 10 Jets yearbooks. And between the years, he was missing one. And that was the first one I bought. And I just wanted to have them all. So I have from 1964 to current, every single yearbook that they've ever made. It just became a hobby to collect. I want them all in mint condition. I mean, you can see this is from 1964, it's mint. And it just, you know, I've had people want to buy it. I won't sell it. This is going to my son. It's just, you know, again, it's about the history of the team.
When you think about your dad, generations of Jets fans, and now your son, you know,
Yeah.
like talk to me a little bit about how special it is now to go to the games with your son. He's also wearing Jetman attire. It's like, what's that like for you, kind of passing that on to him?
There is nothing quite like a Jets game day. 80,000 fans screaming at the top of their lungs. It's memories and moments that will last a lifetime. It's family.
What does it mean to you to have that friendship with them? You know, I know they're gone, but also, like, how special, how much would they be enjoying this season, this year?
Oh, they would love it. You can't explain it. Belly was from Queens. He's my wife's best friend. I met him when obviously I was together with my wife. It was rough. He was killed, and it was a rough time. Artie's a different story. Artie was like my best friend for about 25 years. We worked together. We hung out together. We basically did everything together. I talked to him more than I talked to my wife. That's rough because he lived for it. I mean, he lived for the D10 tailgate. He loved it. Our family and friends, all our guys. I mean, my tailgate is Artie, Joe, Steph, Nikki, Tom, and the rest of the D10 crew. I mean, we were a family.
So this is my son's first game, and I didn't know the person was taking it. I was just walking into the game and holding his hand, and I made him a cape, and it was just an amazing feeling, you know, taking him to this game. It was just, you know, him to say, "Dad, take me to a game," you know, was just a great feeling. So I said, "Do you want a cape?" He says, "Yeah." So I had him a cape made, and this picture, when I saw it, it just brings back history of me going with my dad. It's again, it's family, it's tradition, it's everything. It's everything. I can't wait till my son has a picture with his son like this. Seeing him enjoy the Jets, enjoying the Jetman. He goes to high school now. People say, "Oh my God, you're Jetman's dad." And just seeing that joy in his face when he goes to games. Now he's doing the chant with me at tailgate. It's what I've dreamed about. It's honestly what I've dreamed about, especially not having my dad and, you know, not being able to have those moments with him. Having those moments with my son is everything.
What does that mean in your eyes, the best you could sum up being a Jets fan for your whole life?
I dedicate so much of my life to the Jets because I want that championship.
It's just they've been so close so many years. So they get so close and there's always something. But listen, I'm diehard. I'll always be here. But one day it's going to happen, and one day I'll be there.
We're not that bad. We're a good team. And this year, especially, everybody thought this is going to be a loss, this is going to be a loss, this is going to be a loss. This has been probably the most surprising year that I can remember. And we're not a suffering fan. We're a loyal fan, and we'll get there.
And they can't give up. You can't pick different teams. I've been here for 45 years. Where am I going? I bleed green, and I believe one day it's going to happen. Why I've survived 45 years, I have no idea. No idea. It's just a little bit of loyalty, a little bit of stupidity, a little bit of crazy.
Because of tradition, because of family. My dad always told me to just stick with your team and be loyal no matter what you do in life. And every game I go to, every Jet chant I do, I think of my dad. And that's what it's about.
It is a privilege, on behalf of the greatest city in the world, to pay tribute to the greatest football team in the world, the New York Jets.
Decade after decade, and generation to generation, through thick and thin.
Just underway in the fourth quarter. Green Bay crowds the line. Pennington drops to throw. Swings it right. The pass caught by Wayne Corbett at the 15. Cuts to his left to the 10. To the 5. Touchdown! Wayne Corbett's second touchdown of the day and 9th of the season has blown this game wide open for the Jets. And folks, we could be looking at a shocking AFC Eastern Division championship team.
Jets fans are always here. From the agony of defeat to the celebration of victory.
Looks up the seam, fires, caught! Touchdown! Garrett Wilson scores!
It's a passion. It's a belief. It's a way of life. They are the Diehards.
Diehard fan. Well, for me, it's always been about tradition.
It takes loyalty, passion.
It's all about tradition. It's like a blue-collar thing. You're just like, I'm loyal, I'm dedicated, I'm all about respect.
It's an extended part of my family.
When I met my wife, she's like, really, the Jets? I'm like, yeah. And it will be a part of our life, always.
All I want in life is to watch my son grow old, have a child, and for the Jets to win the Super Bowl.